Hello, good evening, afternoon. I will go for evening. It's almost there. How is everything? Hope everything is great. Honky dory. Plodding on. Right. Here's a one for you guys. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the responses are. Now, as most of you are aware, there is loads of variations of aerials out there that can be used. Verticals, beams, dipoles, you name it. There's all sorts of aerials you can use. Question is, if you've got a beam or a dipole, not so much a dipole, but a beam, if you've got a 2-element beam, for example, or however many elements, where do you know where to point it? Here's the question. You don't just point it in a direction and think, oh, I'll point it there and hope I'm going to get somewhere. You want to point it in a specific direction to work a specific country. Surprise, isn't it? Many people get a beam and it's fixed. Unfortunately, they might not have the funds to get the rotator. You never know. But make sure you point the beam in the direction that you want to work the stations. Says it all, doesn't it? So, where do you point the beam? That's down to you. It's down to where you want to work. From here in the northeast, I'm saying northeast UK, from here in the UK, if you want to work stations in, say, we'll go for North America for a laugh. You'd be wondering, oh, he's beaming for North America. How do you know where to beam? Do you beam to the west? Because most people who haven't got the knowledge, they're not new, well, they're fairly new to it, they'll just turn the beam for the west and think that's it. That's great. Beam for that direction. It's not. You're way out. Way out. So I'm going to show you. Get this. Easy enough to do. Easy enough to search. If you can, search up Great Circle DX map. It'll give you the heading, the direction that you need to be pointing to work certain countries. So, what does that look like? I hear you ask. Yes, it is quite simple. A lot of people think, oh, the Earth's flat. You just beam it in that direction, you're going to get them. No, 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 no. There's a lot more to it. The Earth is round, believe it or not. I'm only joking, guys. Right, I'll show you what I mean by the DX map, circle map. Get this back on here and I will show you. I know it's not the usual stream that I do, don't worry. Wrong one, we'll go for that one. There we go. It may be a little bit bright. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in. I can't do anything about that. So, here we go. North America. Go down. Canada. You're into the States. Still into the States. There's water. So, if you want to work into the States, you want to be beaming from the UK. Get that there. From England, shall I say? We'll get the English right. I'm not bothered. So you want to beam for North America, you want to be beaming roughly 290 degrees. That's where you want to be beaming for North America, or thereabouts. 290 to 300 degrees. Gives you a brilliant opportunity, a great benefit of beaming in the right direction for North America from here in England. You want to beam for Australia, you go all the way over here, there you go, Australia. There's a couple of zones in Australia, so you want to be beaming for roughly, you want to go for the southern edge of Australia, Perth, 90 degrees. So you work from 90 degrees through to around 60 degrees at the most northern part of Australia. Simple. Real simple. You get a lot of people just beaming beaming east. It's not going to cut it. You need to know where you want to work, which country you want to work. The thing you need is to have the right heading for your antenna. Make sure the antenna, when you put it in situ, it's beaming in the right direction to start with. A lot of people just bang the aerial up, bang it, beam up, leave it where it is, and work that as the direction they want to start from. It's not the way forward, it's not the way to do it. Get the general heading, work with it, set the rotator at that heading that you've got the beam pointing. Best way to do that when you're setting it up is use a compass. Simple. Why don't people use them? Same as when you're using dipoles. Front to back is exactly the same. You beam forward and you beam backwards, gives you the same. There's no front to back ratio on a dipole. Two elements plus gives you that directivity. You've just got to remember you've got a null on the rear and null on the sides. Theoretically, doesn't always happen because you do get a lot of stations off the side of the beams. So, if you want to beam for Antarctic, we'll just come down anywhere from 140 degrees right the way through to 210 degrees, or thereabouts, give or take a couple of degrees. Now, how do you know which north to go for? A lot of people forget about this. When you're beaming, when you're setting the beam for north and you're using a compass, you're going for magnetic north. Surprise, surprise, magnetic north shifts. It has done, it has been for a long time. So magnetic north does move. Bear that in mind. Do the calculations and compensate for it and go for true north. Look that up. It can be quite difficult to find. It is out there, the information is out there. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I might as well. It's about 10 degrees anti-clockwise from magnetic north, if memory serves us right. So there we go. If you, for example, I've set the beam up here. When I set it up, I had it set for 120 degrees. Perfect. Knew where it was. Done a couple of calculations and realised that the beam wasn't heading in, it wasn't receiving stations in the right direction. I was out by 10 degrees. So, a little bit of calculation, got there eventually, reset the beam. Hunky dory, everything's away we'll go. So, when you're setting the beam up, make sure you've got it in the right area, right location, beaming for the right direction, and you have the rotator set at the right. Most people set the rotators for north, 0 degrees, and work from there. I found it easier, given the current location, for me to set it up. I knew where 120 degrees was. It was easy enough for me to work that out. But most people, when they're setting up a beam on top of a tower or whatever, or wherever they set the beam up, they tend to set everything up for north or true north. as it were. So you've got two. You've got magnetic north and true north. Just remember that when you're setting the beams up. So when you want a beam for, when you're using a beam of any kind, 2 elements and above, remember where you want a beam for, which countries you want to work. Brazil, Argentina, Peru. You've really got to know or have an idea on your geography. It gives you a little bit of an insight, a little bit more of appreciation. So there we go. Right then, we'll leave it there. I just thought I'd bring this one something different. I don't think anybody's shown this or even brought it to anybody's attention. It should really be brought to the attention when you're in a local club. When you're in a local club, you see the most clubs have a big map of the world. 9 times out of 10 it's a Yaesu map. They've gotten with some form of equipment and stuck that up on the wall, and they tend to go by that. So when you look at the map, you go, oh, I only need to beam east or west, depends on the direction or which country you want to work. Say if you're not sure, you thought, or you really think in your head, America, beam to the west. It's not as simple as that. You need to know how many degrees you need for that area, and the biggest way, the easiest way, is to have a DX circle map, and they're easy enough to come by. You can go online and print one out. Easy enough, easy reference point if you're using a beam. So there we go. If any of you guys have mentioned anything in the chat, I don't know if it's come through or not, because I haven't had that on. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Gordon. The bands are absolutely naff. But there we go. Something different for a stream, as opposed to putting calls out on absolute poor conditions there at the minute. But I just wanted to get this one out there for you. Like I say, the Great Circle maps, the DX maps, are easy to come by, easy reference points. This one, obviously, it's on clublog.org. Print that out, put it up on the wall. Easy enough to a reference point. You just got to put in your locator, and here off you go. It gives you the idea of obviously where you need to beam the antennas. So there we go. Like I say, something different presentation. I'm not going to waffle on about it. Just wanted to get that out there for you guys. Like I say, the bands are rubbish. I'm sitting at the computer. Why not? I might as well do something and bring a brief presentation to you. So as you can see, centered on the UK locator, or the England locator. I really should get me English sorted out. Anyway, good to have you in here and checking this out. Something different when you come to operating the radio and contemplating getting a 2-element beam and above. Gives you that idea of where you need to point the aerials for the contacts, providing you've got it set up for providing you've got the rotator setting correct. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining on this one. Take it easy, and hope everything is going well. Yeah, Gordon, there is a few European stations. I'm picking them up off the back of the beam at the minute, so For you guys that are interested, I'll not even go there. Anyway, you guys take it easy, look after yourselves, and hopefully we'll be back when the bands are a little bit better. 7-3 from here in the small station out of the northeast UK, Golf 6 Mike November Delta. 7-3 for now. Take it easy.